ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतः पदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Welcome all of you all for today's session. So today we are going to discuss something of the glories of Bhagavad Gita. Adi Shankaracharya, he has written a book called Gita Mahatmaya. Gita Mahatmaya matlab the glories of Bhagavad Gita. He has written a beautiful series of shlokas. So in this series of shlokas, Adi Shankaracharya tells us what Gita is, and also he tells us what's the benefit of reading Bhagavad Gita. We don't do anything in life without understanding what's in it for me, what's the benefit. So before we get into reading Gita, we have to first know what will be the benefit that we will get. So he says, Gita Shastram idam punyam yapate prayata puman. So he says, if someone reads Gita very sincerely and attentively, what happens? Bhaya shokadi varjita. Three things happen. We become free from fear, bhai. We become free from shok, sorrow. Varjita means we are rid of it. There is another shloka, a similar shloka in Bhagavatam, which says that if we sincerely hear about Krishna's pastimes, three things go away from our life. Shoka moha bhayapaha. Shok is sorrow, moha is illusion, and bhai is fear. We are about the past, we are always crying about it, right? We are always sorrowful of what has happened. About the present, we are in illusion, and about the future, when we think, we are fearful, isn't it? So past brings us sorrow, present is illusion for us because we really don't know what's the reality, and whenever we think about the future, we become very insecure and we become very fearful. So how to get rid of all these three things? Very simple. Read Gita Bhagavat. Arjuna, the story of Arjuna comes in the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna was very, very fearful. He was very confused. He didn't know what to do. But after hearing Gita, the situation still remained the same. He still had to fight his own battle. But he had more courage and he had more clarity of his situation. So spending time in reading and understanding Bhagavad Gita or reading about Krishna's pastimes, Gita ya Bhagavat, brings us to the stage where Bhaya Shokadi Varjita. One is freed from all fears in one's life. All fear goes away. Bhajo hure mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. One of our great acharyas, he's written his bhajan. When we worship Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna gives us Abhay Dhan. Bhai means fear, Abhay means fearlessness by worshipping Krishna. And then he says the further advantage of reading and hearing Bhagavad Gita. Gita dhyayana shilasya pranayama parasya cha naiva shanti hi pamani purva janma kritani cha. So he says, if one reads Gita seriously and sincerely. So the benefits of Gita will come to our life provided these two qualities are there: sincerity and seriousness. Just like a student gets into a college or a university, and the student, if he's very sincere, very serious, then he will come out with flying colors. So similarly, this world is like a school or a university. If you want to, successfully pass the examinations of this world, it's very important that we read the syllabus of Bhagavad Gita very sincerely and seriously. And then Adi Shankaracharya says here, by the grace of Krishna, what happens? Naiva santihi papani purva janma kritani cha. Whatever sins we have done in this life, in the past, everything is eradicated just by sincerely absorbing our intelligence, our mind in the wisdom of Gita. Just like people go to Ganga to take bath, right? Why do people go to Ganga? Because Ganga is so pure. As soon as you touch and come in touch with the waters of Ganga, you become pure. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita is also like that. Ganga, from where does Ganga emanate? Ganga emanates from the feet of Lord Vishnu. We were discussing this yesterday. One of the avatars of Lord Vishnu is Vaman Dev. Vamana, when he came, he made his form so huge. He became Urukrama. And with just one step, his leg, his toenail pierced the coverings of the universe, and water from the Karana Sagar, a causal ocean, washed his feet and comes down in the form of Ganga. So Ganga gets the power to purify others because Ganga is coming from the feet of Vishnu. And where is Gita coming from? It is coming from the mouth of Krishna. If Ganga is so pure because it's coming from the feet of Krishna, touching the feet of the Lord, how powerful Bhagavad Gita is because it is coming directly from the mouth of Krishna. So therefore, if you read Gita, we get rid of all our sins. And then Lord Krishna, Adi Shankaracharya continues ahead, Mala nirmochana pumsam jalastanam dine dine sakrit gitamritam snanam samsara malanashanam. So he says, Mala nirmochana pumsam, just like every day we become dirty, right? The nature of this world is dirt accumulates in your body. So therefore we take bath every day. Jalam stanam dine dine, right? We take bath every day. That's the process. So similarly, just like there is bathing of the body, we also need to cleanse our consciousness, cleanse our soul. And how do we do that? How do we cleanse our soul, our consciousness? By absorbing, by immersing ourselves, by dipping ourselves into the wisdom of Gita. So this is an internal cleanse. When we come to a satsang like this, when we spend time reading Gita Bhagavad, we are cleansing our soul. And here it says, Sakrit Gita Amritam Snanam. Sakrit is even once. Even if once someone very attentively absorbs his mind, his intelligence of the wisdom of Gita, Samsara Malanashanam. The dirt of samsara. The dirt of samsara means lust, anger, pride, greed, envy, illusion. These are the impurities in our heart. Our heart is actually very, very dirty. At this point, we feel it's very pure because we really don't know how much dirt is there. But as soon as you start to clean it, you understand that, my God, there is so much of anger, there is so much of lust, there is so much of envy, greed. These things are very strongly accumulated in our heart. And how we get rid of all this? By reading the wisdom of Gita. When Srila Prabhupada, something interesting, when Srila Prabhupada was going to America, how did Prabhupada go to America? Prabhupada went on a ship, on a cargo ship. Because Prabhupada, no one was ready to give him a flight ticket. So someone sponsored him a seat on a cargo ship. 40 days Prabhupada was on the ocean going towards America. And Prabhupada was thinking, how will I preach to all these people? Because first of all, Prabhupada is an Indian, and that to a 70-year-old man. And he's going to a foreign place, the language is different, the culture is so different. And Prabhupada writes a very beautiful poem as he's there on the ship. He's praying to Krishna, Krishna, how will I go? I'm a single man, how will I help all these people? But Prabhupada had faith in Gita Bhagavad. So Prabhupada writes a beautiful series of shlokas. Just like this is Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita is what Krishna spoke. And Bhagavatam is the activities of Krishna recorded in the pages of Bhagavatam. Both is called Krishna Katha. So Prabhupada, as he was going on this ship, in his pocket Prabhupada had just 40 rupees. What can you do with 40 rupees in America? Prabhupada went to America with 40 rupees, can you imagine? But Prabhupada had 200 sets of first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada had full faith that Bhagavatam will do the needful. And Prabhupada writes a beautiful series of shlokas. Shranvata swakata Krishna punya shravana kirtana hridayantasto hi abhadrani vidunoti sarit satam. The Bhagavatam says anyone who hears Bhagavatam, anyone who hears about Krishna, the impurities in their hearts go away. And this is how Prabhupada established ISKCON. So this is the beauty of Gita Bhagavad, that anyone who regularly comes in touch with Gita Bhagavad, samsara malanashanam, all the impurities of samsara, all of them are destroyed. Ahead, Adi Shankaracharya says, Gita sugita kartavya kim anye shastra vistare ya swayam padmanabhasya mukha padma vinishrita. So he says, Bhagavad Gita is such a beautiful scripture, there is no need of any other scripture. Kim anye shastra vistare. Why? Because this Gita is coming directly from the mouth of Krishna. Right? We have all the Vedic scriptures and unlimited Vedic scriptures. I told you all recently, just 2 days ago, I was on my trip. I'd taken a group of devotees. We went to Ayodhya, Varanasi.
Didn't tell us.
This trip was planned long back, but we can plan a trip for all of you all. So we went to Ayodhya, Varanasi, Prayag. Prayag is Sangam, Ganga Yamuna Saraswati meeting. So we took a dip in the Sangam. And then we went to a place called Naimisharanya. Have you all heard of this place called Naimisharanya? Naimisharanya is the place where Vyasadeva actually sits and composes all the Vedic literatures. How many Vedic literatures are there? 4 Vedas. After that, there is something called Vedanta Sutra. And there is Upanishads. How many Upanishads? 108 Upanishads. 18 Puranas. 2 Itihas. Vyasadeva wrote so many books there. But of all these books, 2 books are very, very important. Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Why? Because Bhagavad Gita is coming directly from the mouth of Krishna. That Krishna who inspired Brahma with all the Vedic literatures, Krishna understood that people in Kali Yuga are not going to understand. Right? How many people have the energy and time to read all the Vedas, Upanishads? It's very difficult even to know the names of all these Upanishads. But Krishna has made the whole thing very, very simple. The essence of all Vedic scriptures given in the form of only 700 shlokas. Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, Adi Shankaracharya says, Kim anye shastra vistare. There is no need of any other book. This book is enough. If someone reads Bhagavad Gita and not only reads it, thinks about it, meditates on it, and applies it in one's life, this one book is enough for liberation. And then he says, Bharatamrita sarvasvam Vishnu Vaktrat Vinishritam Gita Gangotakam Pitva Punarjanma na Vidyate. Right? I was explaining this, that anyone who takes bath in Ganga or drinks the water of Ganga immediately attains immortality, because Ganga is very pure. What to speak of Bhagavad Gita, which is spoken by Lord Krishna himself, which is directly emanating from the mouth of Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna has given us various facilities for all of us in this world to make our spiritual life easy. Right? The scriptures explain that we were all in the spiritual world with Krishna, serving him, but due to envy, we all come to this material world. But still Krishna is creating so many facilities for us. What are the facilities Krishna is giving us? There is Ganga. Anyone who has darshan of Ganga, he becomes spiritually pure. You have so many holy places in the land of India, Ayodhya, Vrindavan, Chitrakoot, Varanasi, so many holy places. You can go and get your inspiration from there. You can go and be in touch with the cows, just being around the cows, the vibrations of the cows, you get a lot of spiritual thoughts. And you have the books, Gita Bhagavad. So Krishna has created so many facilities, devotees for us, Krishna's deities for us. Krishna has given us so many opportunities to connect to him. But it's up to us to start making those connections. Right? So therefore Adi Shankaracharya is saying here that if someone reads Bhagavad Gita, even one shloka, half a shloka, every day little, there can be so much transformation that can come in one's life. And then he says, this is a very beautiful shloka. Sarva Upanishado Gavo Dhogda Gopal Nandana Partha Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gita Mritam Mahat. So he says, if all the Upanishads, if all the Vedic scriptures, I told you 4 Vedas, Upanishads, Puran, if you compare all the Vedic literatures to a cow, what is the essence of the cow? The milk, right? So now to remove milk from the cow, whom do you need?
Calf.
You need a calf. And who else you need? You also need a milkman, a cowherd boy. So here Adi Shankaracharya gives a beautiful analogy. He says all the Vedic literatures are like a cow. That milk is Bhagavad Gita. The essence of the Vedic literatures is Bhagavad Gita. Now to remove that essence, you need 2 personalities. One is the cowherd boy who milks the cow. And who is this cowherd boy? Krishna. Krishna is that cowherd boy. Dogda Gopal Nandana. Krishna in his childhood herded cows also. And Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita. That means Krishna is milking all the Vedic literatures. He is giving us that essence. And you also need a calf. Without the cow will not give milk. Who is that calf here? Partho Vatsa. Arjuna is that calf. Arjuna is that medium through which all the human society is getting the nourishing substance of Bhagavad Gita. So this is such a beautiful example. Dugdam Gita Mritam Mahat. Amrita is nectar. So Bhagavad Gita is the nectarian spiritual milk that Krishna has personally given all of us. So just like if you have 1 glass of milk, original pure cow milk, you feel very nourished. Your body becomes very healthy. Previously sages, when they would go house to house, they would do some bhiksha. Some grahasthas, some householders would give them 1 glass of pure cow milk. And that 1 glass of pure cow milk is enough for them to sustain the day. So similarly, just like the body needs nourishing milk, nourishing food, similarly the soul also needs nourishing substance. And that is the Bhagavad Gita. Beautiful example, na? So Krishna is like that cowherd boy, and Krishna has come to personally give us the essence of all Vedic scriptures. And therefore Shankaracharya says, Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam Ekam Devo Devaki Putra Eva Eko Mantras Tasya Namani Yani Karmapi Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva. In today's day, everyone is very eager for unity. Everyone wants one God, one religion, right? One occupation. How wonderful it will be if the world is united as one unit. So here the formula is Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam. Shankaracharya says there is this one book that's a universal book for everyone. So Bhagavad Gita is not a book for Indians. Bhagavad Gita is a universal book. It's the book for the soul. And the soul has no designation, right? The body may be Indian, but is the soul Indian? Indian soul, American soul. There's nothing as Indian soul, American soul. Soul is soul only, pure. The body has designations, Indian, American, right? These are all bodily designations that we have. But as a soul, we all have only one identity. We are all part and parcel of Krishna. So therefore, there is only one book that's a universal book. Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gita. Srila Prabhupada, when he started ISKCON and Prabhupada established centers of ISKCON around the world, in all the centers the same thing is taught. And people from all over the world are accepting this because these are universal tenets, universal principles. Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva. Let there be one God. And actually there's only one God. We only have made many gods. There's only one God, and that is Devaki Putra. Krishna is that supreme person of God. And Krishna is also so attractive. People from all walks of life have accepted Krishna. They are practicing Krishna Bhakti. Eko mantras tasya namani yani. And one mantra that can unite everyone is the names of Krishna. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. can unite everyone together. People from all over the world can come and chant Hare Krishna. And chanting Hare Krishna, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is in which language? Hare Krishna when we chant. Which language this is? But you may say Sanskrit, but in Hindi, how will you chant Mahamantra? Same way, right? In Tamil, the same way you chant the Mahamantra, right? So this Mahamantra is a universal language. Universal language. So Srila Prabhupada would explain what is this Mahamantra when we chant Hare Krishna, when we are chanting this Mahamantra, what are we doing? It is like a child crying for the mother. Like when a child cries for the mother, does the child cry in Sanskrit? Does the child cry in Hindi, Tamil? In which language the child cries? There's no language. Crying is universal language. So similarly, when we chant Hare Krishna, we are crying out to Krishna. It's a universal language. Everyone, Chinese, Americans, everyone, it's not that the Americans have a different Mahamantra and the Chinese have a different Mahamantra. It's the same mantra that everyone can chant. And it can unite the world in such a beautiful way. One of Srila Prabhupada's very senior disciples, he's no longer there. In 2005, he left this world. His name was Bhakti Tirtha Swami. He was an Afro-American, African body. So, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he started ISKCON centers in Africa. Right now, at this point, we have so many ISKCON temples in Africa. African people, original African people chanting Hare Krishna, wearing tilak, doing all these things. So, in one time, he had to inaugurate one of our temples in Africa. And he called Nelson Mandela and all these great personalities. And he took them on a tour around the temple. You know what he showed them? He showed them different devotees. He said, this devotee, he is from America. This devotee is from Russia. This devotee is from India. And all of them staying in one roof, worshipping Krishna. And Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj said, this is real United Nations. Right? We are seeing what is happening in today's world. In the name of United Nations, people are just fighting like dogs and cats around. Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj is saying, this is real United Nations. Because if you want to be united, you have to be united on some principle. Right? If you don't have a common father, how will you be united? So it's very important that we unite on a common principle. And what is the principle? Eko mantrastasya namani yani. One mantra, the chanting of the holy names, which is universal. Karmapi ekam tasya devasya seva. Karmapi is work. We all have different works, but ultimately actually we have only one work to do. And what is that? Devasya seva. Serving God, serving Krishna is our only job. The rest of the other jobs we'll have to do in this world, but our main job is to serve Krishna. That's what our focus should be. And if all people are united on this principle, one scripture, one chanting, service, if everyone is trying to be servant of God, then this world will be such a beautiful place. There'll hardly be any fights because everyone will be very, very humble. In today's world, no one wants to be a servant of God. Everyone wants to be God themselves. Everyone wants to be an enjoyer. Right? So therefore, there is so much fight in this world. So Shankaracharya in this way, in all these beautiful verses of Gita Mahatmya, he explains the glories of Bhagavad Gita. Right? So it's very important for us. Probably from next time we will actually get into the chapters of Bhagavad Gita. But this Gita is such an important book. It's very important for us that we remove some time every day. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Every day 5 minutes, 10 minutes to read Bhagavad Gita. This in Sanskrit, this is called Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means self-study. Right? We are busy studying the world. We are busy studying the technology of the world. It's also important that we have time to study our own self. And that's what the Gita does. It teaches us who we are, what's our internal connection with God. All these subjects are very clearly explained in Bhagavad Gita. So this is a little about the introduction, the glories of Bhagavad Gita. Any of you have any questions, any comments? Any questions, any comments you'll have? You'll have any questions, any comments till what I spoke now?
Okay, what is the proper time to read Bhagavad Gita?
Proper time, anytime will do. Anytime will do. But early morning times are good. Even evening times, anytime. So the idea is, um, anytime you sit to read it nicely. Read it nicely. Even if it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you have a table in which you sit, probably have a notebook where you make some notes. So you try to read Gita in a study mode, right? We are trying to study this book. Krishna has given us this, just like every father wants a child to be educated. So similarly, Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita because Krishna wants us to be spiritually educated. Spiritually, we should have sound education. So therefore, when we try to read Gita, it's good either to have a pencil, underline some important things, or best is to have a notebook where you note down certain important points for you. So when you study Gita in that way, Gita study will be interesting to you. Many times, we just sit to Hare Krishna. We just sit to read Gita, and because we are not in that serious mode of study, nothing just enters. So it's all about attitude. When you sit with a serious mood and before you open Gita, before you read Gita, offer some prayers to Krishna. Krishna, this is your Gita I'm trying to read. I'm not that intelligent, but please help me. You will see Krishna helping you.
But we should have bhakti mood also.
Very important. Very important. Bhakti mode is very important. So Krishna in the 4th chapter, as we get time, we will get into the verses. But Prabhupada explains even in the introduction. See, Bhagavad Gita, to read Gita, you need certain qualification. And what is the qualification to read Gita? Gita only explains what is the qualification. And in the Gita 4th chapter, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, I am giving you this knowledge. Why? Bhaktosi me saka cheti rahasyam etad uttamam. Krishna tells in the 4th chapter, Arjuna, I am giving you this knowledge because you are my friend and you are my devotee. So Prabhupada writes there, why did Krishna choose Arjuna? Krishna could have given Gita to Duryodhana also, no? What was the problem? But because Arjuna had this devotee mood, he was in this mood of devotion, therefore Arjuna could hear and understand Gita. Duryodhana couldn't. So having that mood of devotion is also very important. So therefore the best process is if someone reads Gita and simultaneously he does some bhakti to Krishna. Reading Gita is also bhakti, but along with reading, if someone does sincere chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, both go hand in hand. Both will help each other. Your reading of Gita will help you chant better, and your chanting will help you understand Gita wisdom better. So if you can do both parallelly, then your Gita reading will be like very, very blissful and very relishable. Anything else?
Last time somebody asked a question. There are a lot of other people, Christians, this, that. So they have their own Bible, etc. So they would be reading the Bible.
Yeah, most welcome. They can read, yeah.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
They can read, yeah.
It's coming more from, like the way I have experienced the world outside and even, like your own feelings. Bhakti is generally a mark where you follow your heart. You like follow your heart, but it comes from a place of love and not questioning but surrender. But we are also living in a world where we are questioning everything, and hence there's sometimes, personally I've experienced, a huge shift of you questioning everything rather than surrendering or letting go or even accepting that this is how it is. And this is, I think, the problem of how the modern mind is developed, of questioning and have that practicality and that sense of proof of, and there's also doubt, like, is this real? Like, what I'm trying to let go, like devote to, is it even true?
Correct.
So this is like, how do you explain that?
Good, thank you for that. So questioning is welcome. In fact, Bhagavad Gita is full of questions only. Arjuna also doesn't just leave Krishna like that. Until he's convinced, he keeps asking Krishna. And Krishna doesn't get irritated. Because questioning, matlab, it's a sign of intelligence. You are questioning something. So questioning is most welcome. Whether it is Gita, whether it is Bhagavatam, in every place there is questions. But that questioning should not come with a mood of challenging. It should come with a mood of understanding. There's a difference. If you're asking questions that I will ask questions just to prove that you're wrong, that's not the mood. You question so that until you're convinced, that's perfectly allowed, right? So when you question and when you get more and more answers, then you get a little clarity. And only when you have clarity, you can make that decision. So therefore in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is asking sufficient questions, and when he's sufficiently convinced, then he comes to a point of surrender. What you said is true, that ultimately bhakti is a process of surrender. But for us to come to that point of surrender, logic definitely helps us, right? And someone who's a proper authority should be able to give you answers to logically convince you, right? So that's the idea. So there's no harm in questioning. You can always keep questioning. So especially today's world, today's mind, youngsters, they need proper answers. If you just tell them follow this because I have been following it, because your grandfather has been following it, no one is going to accept it. You have to satisfy them logically, systematically. And regarding the proof of God's existence, of accepting anything in that way, so you should have logical answers, then only you can go ahead and path. So it's welcome. You can always question.
And then, like, will you share something that can help you let go or like embark on the path of bhakti more and more? Like, can we do something as Nadilcharya that helps us?
Yeah, most important is coming regularly for satsangs. Association is the key, right? Because see, in today's world, how many people do have a desire to connect to God? Very less. Most people are completely materialistic. Now, if in your heart that desire somewhere comes up, that I want to understand a little more about spirituality, about God, and if you're not regularly coming for satsangs, that little spark will get off. It will go off very quickly. Understanding? That spark has to get fanned till it becomes a blazing fire. We all have that spark, but the problem is we don't sufficiently fan it. We do some fanning and then we put a lot of water on it. Wrong association, and the whole thing goes off. So regular fanning is satsang. Like when you come to a program like this, that spark is getting a little fanned. Second thing that you can do, you may say that I cannot come to satsang every day. Okay. So you have the book with you. In the satsang we are discussing from the book. So when you come to the satsang, you are inspired to go back and read the book. So spend some time reading Gita. At the beginning you may not be able to understand the whole thing. That's fine. Even subjects in school, colleges, it's not that in one go you understand everything. That's how the education process works. You read it, if you don't understand, read it again. If you don't understand, ask someone, come back to us and ask us. So that's how your education will grow. So be in touch with books. So books are the basis. So association of devotees, books. And the third thing is, if you can regularly chant Hare Krishna, these things will help you a lot and you'll progress very, very quickly. Not at all difficult if we are a little sincere. Okay? Thank you.
Jogaji, I want to ask.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I have read few times Gita, but I have just opened up and I start the page where it opens. And many a times I feel like a lot of things I can relate when I read. So is there any crumb that we have to follow, or we can just read the way I am reading it, right?
So what you're saying is you just open up, close your eyes and open up anywhere and whatever comes in front of you. Yeah, that's one style, but that's not the recommended style. The recommended style is go from the beginning, from the first page till the end. Read cover to cover.
But what if Krishna is giving her the answers? She said like it can relate. She's able to relate.
Yeah. But
So maybe the Lord wants her to give answers that way.
yeah. That's perfectly okay.
No,
But
actual ways to read.
yeah.
That's
So the point is, the way you should get inspired is if just randomly opening up, Krishna is giving me answers. So then why not read from the beginning? Krishna will give me more answers.
That's the knowledge when you're reading.
Huh?
You're reading from the beginning, that's the knowledge of it. And when you open up, that's the daily thing which is being mentioned.
Yeah. I mean, you can always open up in between and read anything. It's like, you have a cake. You eat it from anywhere, it's sweet. You see that cake piece, you move it here and there. Gita is like that. You can read it anywhere. It's always sweet and nectarian. But still, if you find your answers coming, it should inspire you to actually start from the beginning. You'll feel much more better and your life getting much more sorted.
In an analogy, when we study a subject, if we miss out on the beginning, there's certain implications that come into the
Yeah.
reading.
Yeah.
It should be clarified if you read it from beginning to end.
Yeah.
You go in the middle, you're able to understand the particular chapter or the implications maybe discussed.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with Gita.
Yeah. And it's understood, like logical, the first chapter, there's a reason why it's in the first chapter. So you have to, if you do it systematically, then your understanding will be much more better.
See, for me, Prabhuji, because I can't read Indian English, so I have found the benefit of going to satsang. I've been going for 6 years. We've been doing this for 3 years now. I could have given up many times, but I haven't, because personally I get the benefit a lot just by listening to Prabhuji's lectures. And to answer your question, we question everything. Once you come to satsang, you learn so much from Prabhuji that questioning that you're doubting is answered by coming to satsang regularly. So then the questions fade away, right? And you start believing and you start having love for Krishna. Like, I give you my example, I love Krishna. I'm at the moment very bored in my life. I don't know what the next step is. But because I have faith in Krishna, I say, ठीक है, Krishna से faith है ना, कुछ आगे हो जाएगा. Why you are worried? But that is coming from 6 years of classes of Bhagavad Gita. Now I have so much love and faith in Krishna. I'm not worried. I may be bored like hell these days, but I know something better will come. Maybe I'm bored because it's so hot. Even if he gives me something to do, I'll not be able to do it. So you find the answers. But what you're saying, you question, come to satsang. 6 years I've been coming and I'm from
To
UK.
achieve something, you have to do some karma also. No?
Hanji?
To achieve something, you have to do some karma also. No?
मेरा भक्ति कर रही है.
Every bhakti demands an action also.
भक्ति is karma.
आप सिर्फ faith के भरोसे छोड़ देंगे.
नहीं.
Yes, I have faith in Krishna.
नहीं.
My things will happen. No, but God says follow the right path.
But coming to
To
satsang,
achieve that also.
coming to satsang, we learn about karma. We learn about all these things. So we know that is part of the path. It's not just having Krishna. There are so many steps that we have to learn. We have done classes on karma. We have done classes on bhakti. We have done classes on happiness. We have done classes on how to make choices. Now, all these are part of Bhagavad Gita. They're all part. But to get that knowledge, we have to.
What Madhuri is basically saying is, like her example, she's saying she may not be able to connect to reading a book. So for them, hearing is there. So these are, hearing is also whatever we speak is based on the book. So that also works. But slowly, everyone should get a little used to reading something from the book. Especially a book like this, Gita. In the beginning, it may seem too philosophical, too high, things beyond, English they say it goes beyond your head, a bouncer. But it's just, you have to spend a little more time with it. It's simple. How do you make a relation in this world? You spend time. When you spend time with someone, you get to know the person and the relation happens. Relation doesn't happen just like that. It builds up. So similarly, Bhagavad Gita is like that. your relation with the Gita is not going to happen just like that. You have to spend time. You may immediately not understand, you may feel a little bored of it, you may, maybe too overwhelming, but don't give up. Just hang on with it. And then once that relation builds up, then this will be like one of your best friends and companions. In English, they say that actually our best friend is a book. We don't realize it, but books are actually one's best friend. And especially a book like Gita Bhagavad, once we make friendship with this, we are sorted. So it may take some time. Hearing a lecture is much more easier because the one who's speaking is digested the material, he's thought about it, he's practicing it and he's presenting it. That also makes a difference. But those lectures are actually meant to inspire us to go and make your connection with the book Gita. So I would highly recommend everyone that spend some time reading Gita. So as she said, it could be initially in the fashion that just open in between anywhere, you may find it interesting. That could be the fashion you start with. The second fashion could be, just run through, if not the purports, the explanation, just run through the text. You'll understand what the flow of Gita is, some way or the other. It's like that, no? Like when we have a very difficult subject in school, college, how do you find interest in a subject that you really don't have interest in? So you have to find ways. You may decide that, okay, this is a difficult subject for me at this point. So let me do that part of that chapter of that subject that is really easier for me now, what I connect to. So that's also a way. Instead of initially starting Gita right from the beginning, you pick up a chapter that interests you, read that. So that will make you, it will make you understand that reading Gita, understanding Gita is possible for me. Your confidence will increase. And then you may be inspired to start from the beginning. So some way or the other, intelligently, we have to try to make our way to finding interest.
The first chapter is very scary.
Why?
Talks about death, the life after.
Oh, that's on the second chapter. Oh.
Death.
The first chapter is still like a setting of the scene.
Yeah.
The war, yeah. Yeah, but
Sorry.
Yeah.
To understand, it's that level is little difficult.
yeah, but
I tried.
yeah, Gita, one thing about scriptures is scriptures are not goody-goody. They hit straight to the point. So in that sense, it may be very, very hitting, but then you understand that that's reality. If you say Gita is scary because it speaks about death, then is life not scary? Life is also scary. So if you want to face that real life, then you need a real book.
Then we need you.
Yeah.
Take us
I'm-
through.
Prabhuji, I have started reading Gita past 4-5 months, and as you said, yes, it is interesting. But when it comes to shloka parts, I feel somewhere I am going wrong with the Sanskrit verses and all.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Because we are not doing it purpose.
Yeah, that's okay. See, yes, what you're saying is correct. Many people focus on the Sanskrit exact pronunciation. That also you can learn sometime. But more important than that is the meaning of it. The meaning of it, the explanation of it. That's what is most important. Otherwise, there may be someone who knows all the 700 shlokas of Gita by heart and he may speak it, but he has not understood head or tail of what the meaning is. So the idea is the meaning behind it. That's what is important. And along with that, slowly you will start knowing the exact pronunciations also will come to you slowly.
And also, Prabhuji, after reading how many times one will understand the proper part?
After reading how many times? Bhagavad Gita? Minimum 100 times.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I have a question. Like when you read Bhagavad Gita, you just read it. Don't we have to apply it to ourselves?
You have to.
That's
Yeah.
important.
Very important.
There's no point just reading it and okay.
Very true.
Like if you don't apply it to yourself, what's the point?
There's no point. So therefore, reading, it completes when you do 2-3 things. One is called reading. Then reading, hearing, whatever. After you read here, then there is something called mananam. First is shravanam, then there is mananam. Mananam means you reflect on it. Like suppose, like simple, like today's class is over. after you go back home, just sit for 5 minutes and strain your little intelligence, your brain to just think, what did I hear? Because many times, it's like, we are adding information and we are deleting it off also. The delete button is simultaneously pressed. So you take some time to just reflect, what did I hear? Like if you read Gita, say you read chapter 1, shloka 1, you have read it, or one or two shlokas you have read it. Close the book and take your time to just reflect, what did I read? What did I read? This is called mananam. What happens by doing this is you are digesting. Just like cow, the example of cow is given. The cow eats grass and the cow ruminates. It keeps chewing on it, right? So similarly, you may not be able to read Gita always, but after you have read it, just ruminate. What did we discuss? What was the messages given? What was the lessons? And then the third is called Nidhi Dhyasanam. Nidhi Dhyasanam is what you're saying. How will I apply it in my life? Because information, even spiritual knowledge, if there is no transformation, if it's not applied in our life, doesn't have much meaning. So there has to be an application. There has to be application. Only when it reaches that end, the process is complete. The process is complete. So we are not reading Gita. Even though I use the word study, but the point is not that we are not reading Gita to answer an exam of Gita and to get 100 marks out of it. That may be there, even you may do it also, but we are reading Gita to apply it in our life. So even if some of it, if we can apply it in our life, we may not be able to apply 100% of it at that one go, but some of it if we are applying, and we are trying something else tomorrow, trying to apply something else, then the Gita reading, it will make a lot of difference in our life.
See, Prabhuji,
Yeah, thank you for that.
Over the 3 years, we've gone through so many classes, and many classes we've all said, oh my God, can we apply it? We understand what you've told, but then afterwards, how do we apply it in our daily life is what, and that you have to listen to it over and over
Yep.
again to apply it, and even a small change can make a difference.
Yeah.
You cannot change the whole thing, but little,
Yeah.
one sentence at a time.
Yeah.
Actually, there's another way of looking at it. Instead of directing yourself to applying it, when circumstances come, you apply it in those circumstances.
Of
That-
course,
that-
of course that.
फर्क ये होता है कि अगर दिमाग में ये रखो कि इसको अप्लाई करना है, then you're focused on something which you cannot do immediately.
But
It's got to be
circumstances keep on
absorbed,
coming.
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it comes in automatically at a particular time.
Yeah.
That's when you got to remember Prabhuji's
And the other way is in a circumstance, like suppose in the Gita class, or you read it in the Gita, something about tolerance, about humility, and a circumstance comes in your life and you miserably fail to apply it. You get really angry, wild. So if you fail to apply it, after you fail to apply it, go back. Why did I fail to apply it? So even that failure can help you learn your lessons.
But we have to understand before applying it.
We have to understand, definitely. So that understanding will come when we read, when we hear, and then
This was written so many thousands of years back. They were gods, Krishna was a god and all, and they understood it. But applying certain things in today's world, sometimes I think it cannot happen.
no, see, these are universal principles. See, 2 plus 2 is 4 is a truth always, everywhere, every time. It doesn't change with times. These are principles. Someone is born, someone dies. Whether that was 5,000 years ago, whether it is now, not going to change. Certain principles don't change.
But application,
Application changes. For that you need wisdom, you need the book, and you need someone to also guide you on that time. So therefore you need
before applying, we need to understand.
and also you may need
Depth of it and to
and you may also need some practical guidance in the principle may be there at this situation, how much of that principle applies, that maturity will come in time. Will come in time with proper guidance.
Acceptance.
Acceptance, guidance. So therefore, it's not that we just read Gita. Along with Gita, therefore I told you, association of devotees, someone who's practicing Gita for years together, has this experience, he'll be able to help you go better on this path. It's simple. Like if you are like climbing, if anyone has walked up to Kedarnath, if someone has walking up the journey, someone is doing it first time, it's going to be difficult. But if someone who's already climbed that journey hundreds of times, so his experience will help you, Baba. This happens, it happened to me also. Don't worry, just go there. Margadarshan, yeah. So therefore, you need association of devotees. So even us who have been practicing for years, at this point also, we still need. We know the Gita philosophy. We have given like hundreds of lectures, but then when situations comes in our life, we also need to take guidance of someone senior to us to help us understand that at this point, how do I apply? So that's how life is.
That's why you're here to help us.
Whatever little I can.
Dense question to ask you, not related, I think.
Okay.
If a person goes away, we say that oh, usko to moksha mil gaya hoga, he's really gone to God's world. So does that soul comes as a rebirth or stays in the God's place? I want to know.
We discussed about this. See, when someone passes away,
Because you improve your realms by coming down to the earth or whatever it is. It is said 7 realms you pass through and then attain your divinity. Now you tell me, we say कि this person has got moksha. ये जरूर भगवान के दरबार में गया होगा. But tell me, वो
Yeah,
भगवान
see,
के
that
दरबार
is-
में क्या है? वहीं रहने के लिए or will he take a rebirth?
see that is good. See, when we say वो चला गया, भगवान के दरबार में गया है, it is about good wishing.
Yeah.
It's about good wishing. Like if someone
That
passes,
person has done a lot of good things in his life, I would say.
yeah. But the point is what? See, yours and ours, my good wishing is not enough for someone to just reach. The point is what? Who is going to reach, who is not going to reach, that's ultimately up to Krishna and what he has done.
He said the first chapter deals with souls and all that. And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. So, who is gone, who is not gone, that's up to Krishna, right? If all is
I
karma,
just want to know what is moksha then.
yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I'm explaining the full thing. Moksha matlab you go back to the spiritual world where you don't come back to this material world. And for that moksha to happen, just little good karma here and there is not enough. Is not enough. See, for that moksha to happen, see we have been discussing this topic of karma. There is something called good karma, bad karma. And good karma, bad karma is like a bank account. If you have to go back to the spiritual world, your karma account has to be 0. If you have any good, bad, you will have to take a birth again, either to enjoy the fruits of the good or to suffer the fruits of the bad. Right? So how will you make it 0? So therefore Gita explains this philosophy that when someone surrenders to Krishna, performs spiritual activities, bhakti to Krishna, through Krishna's mercy these things become ultimately 0. The karma account gets squared off. And then that person reaches the spiritual world. So otherwise, in all probability, that person will take a birth, might be in the heavenly planets, might be a better birth, we really don't know. So therefore, we definitely wish good for every departed soul. We wish good for every departed soul, wanting them that they go further up. But we really don't know where they are at this point. But who will go back to the spiritual world? Krishna has given in the Gita, someone whose heart has become 100% pure. No impurity at all. No lust, no anger, no pride, no greed, no envy. Who's reached that 100% purity, 100% surrender, such a person goes to the spiritual world. So the point is, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Out of millions and millions, few may actually get to that level. So we may just wish that someone has reached there, but it may not happen. But having said that, when someone passes away, what can we do for that person? in case that person, due to some reason, he's not got to that point, he's somewhere in his journey there, or he's facing some suffering or whatever, what can we do? So, as family members of that deceased person, what we can do is, if we can intensify our own bhakti to Krishna, our own spiritual practices, that not only helps us, it helps all the ancestors or anyone who's passed away in the family. The benefit goes to all of them. Therefore, now just in few days, the next week, there's a very beautiful festival called Narsimha Chaturdashi. The next Thursday, all of y'all can come. Every year we do a very big event at Kala Academy AC Auditorium. मैं अभी ग्रुप में डालूंगा. I didn't get the pamphlets. It's like every year we do a big event, Kala Academy. That's like a 1,000 capacity AC auditorium. So all of y'all can come. We are going to have Shubhalas do two different speakers there. Very beautiful program. So Narsimha Chaturdashi is the appearance of Narsimha Dev, one of the avatars of the Lord. Now Lord Narsimha. Heard of Narsimha?
Yeah.
Half man, half lion avatar. So he came to deliver Prahlad. He came for Prahlad, and Prahlad's father Hiranyakashipu was a demon. And Prahlad was a devotee of the Lord. So when Lord appeared to Prahlad, he's asking Prahlad, what do you want, my child? So Prahlad is a devotee, even though his father tried to kill him in 100 different ways. But he's praying to the Lord, my dear Lord, please deliver my father. Whatever it is, he's my father. Whatever sins he has done, please deliver him. Lord Narasimha Dev says, my dear Prahlad, because you are such a pure devotee, what to speak of your father, your 21 generations are liberated. All your generations are liberated. So the point is, the best thing that we can do for ourselves, for our family members, and even for the world in general, if we become sincere devotees of Krishna, we will be able to help so many people. So that's the point. That's the point about karma.
Prahlad's father attained moksha.
Yeah.
Because he was killed through.
Yeah.
Similarly, you're aware of the sage Kashyap's wife, Diti. She delivered twins who were demons.
Yeah. That's one of them is Prahlad's father.
Yeah. So, is Diti considered good or bad?
Yeah. See, the point is,
because she gave birth to demons,
yeah.
it was not in the line of her husband. Her husband didn't
want. Yeah.
Didn't want.
Yeah. So sometimes this world is such that sometimes good people, due to some emotional succumbing at that moment, they also get into bad sometimes.
She was in the phase of Prarabdha.
Huh?
Prarabdha. It was after her, after the birth of her kids. She went into the phase of Prarabdha ki okay, galti ho gaya hai, and
Yeah.
I will suffer. I will.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a different meaning of the word
Yeah.
prarabdha, but the point is, yeah, she repented for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the point is, that's what I'm saying. So the world is such that Arjuna is asking this question to Krishna in the 3rd chapter end. Arjuna is asking Krishna, my dear Krishna, why do someone commit wrong even though they don't want to do it? Sometimes it's just that force that pushes someone. For Diti it was that, the passion was so strong at that point, So many times, we know what is wrong, but that situation and the forces of passion and lust are so much that they just push us in a certain direction. So Krishna says, yes, this is lust. So sometimes they may be succumbing to situations, But the point is, at least even after that, we should learn our lessons, and at least there should be sincere repentance. And sincere repentance, and you are ready to face the consequence. So Diti did that mistake, but after that mistake, she got 2 sons as demons. She had to face the consequence. So the story is like that, when Kashyap cursed her that because you united at a very wrong time, you have to face this consequence. So she was crying to Krishna so sincerely, and she was praying to her husband, please do show some mercy to me. That's the time Kashyap says, don't worry, your sons will be demons number 1, but your grandson will be a devotee number 1. And that one boy, Prahlad, will undo all your mistakes and deliver you. And hearing that, she became happy. At least my sons are useless, but at least the grandson is going to be a great boy. So that gave her that solace.
Actually, there's a movie on the.
Narasimha. Yeah, have you all seen that movie?
Yes.
Mahavatar Narasimha.
Watch it 2-3 times.
It's a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful
Pure
movie.
Prahlad is the way he speaks. You can just learn so much just from his vocabulary. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So, Prabhuji, what is the meaning of Diti? Is Diti goddess of earth as well?
No, that is Bhumi Devi. Diti is basically Kashyap Muni. Kashyapa is basically one of the Prajapatis. So the way creation is. Thank you all for your questions.
I'll tell you the connection why I'm asking.
Okay. Is your name? What's your name?
I'm Geeta,
Geeta. Okay. Oh,
and my daughter is Diti.
Diti. Okay. So good. You have some connection. Geeta, Diti. So basically, Kashyapa was one of the Prajapatis. So the way creation is explained here is Lord Krishna created Brahma. The first child of the Lord was Brahma. We know this, right? From the navel of Lord Vishnu, Brahmaji comes. And Brahmaji has the task of creation. He has to create progeny and increase the population, give all souls a chance to, go continue their journey to the spiritual world. So Brahmaji, he creates 4 Kumaras, Chatush Kumaras. I don't know whether you all know about the 4 Kumaras. The 4 Brahman, Brahmachari sons of Lord Brahma. He tells them get married. They say no, we don't want to get married. Brahmaji gets angry. From his eyebrows, Shiva comes out, Rudra. And Rudra, Lord Brahma tells him create, but Rudra is in the mood of destruction. He's just destroying. So Brahmaji tells him, please sit down calmly, you meditate, you don't do any creation. When destruction is there, we will call you. And then Brahmaji creates different Prajapatis. One of that is Kashyapa. So Kashyapa has 2 wives, Diti and Aditi. Aditi basically, from her Adityas come, and from Diti Daityas come. So ultimately everyone is children of God only, right? So Diti creates Daityas, the demonic forces, and Aditi creates the divine, the demigods basically. And in this way, the population continues like that. So, and even in Daityas, you have Daityas who are great devotees of Krishna. So it doesn't mean that if someone is a Daitya, he cannot practice Krishna Bhakti and improve himself. Therefore, you have the example of Prahlad. Prahlad is born in that same clan of Diti, of Daityas, where Hiranyakashipu was, but he turned out to be a great devotee. Right? And you have demigods also, like Indra, and all these personalities. They are demigods, but still they may have some demonic tendencies in them. It all depends on your association. That's the whole key of the Bhagavatam. Prahlad, even though he was born technically from a demon father, how did he turn up to be a devotee? Anyone knows? No? How did he become a devotee? No one knows the answer. Prahlad was born in a demonic family. How did he become a devotee? But how did that love for Krishna come?
Injustice with the poor people.
No, you all don't know the story. Okay. You all have to come on 30th to hear the story. So the story is like this. When this boy, Prahlad, was in the womb of his mother, Kayadu, Narad Muni takes Prahlad's mother to his ashram. And Narad Muni would sit and discuss Gita Bhagavad. And the mother wouldn't understand much, but the boy in the womb was understanding everything. So the point is, whoever you are, if you come in association of devotees, you will become a devotee. And that's how Prahlad comes out as a devotee, born devotee, because he became a devotee in the womb only. That's the power of association of devotees. That's the idea. And even you may be born in the demigod line, but if you associate with demons, very soon you will become demonic. Getting the point?
Association is also important.
Association is the key. Association is the key. We are all products of association. I mean, I never thought that I will be doing something like this. It's all because of association. we came in association of right people, we are getting slowly molded.
So Prabhuji, one last question. This, like you said, that prarabdha is having a different meaning altogether. Does that come into any link with your bad karmas one
Yeah.
does in life?
So I'll tell you, the cycle of sin and suffering, right? We suffer because we do wrong activities. That's the whole idea. So the whole cycle is explained in the scriptures. It is explained in the form of a seed. Like, see, in our heart, we have a lot of sinful inclinations, a lot of sinful desires, right? Many wrong desires are there in our heart. No one can say no to it. We all have those desires. But when we choose to focus on one desire, what are we doing? We are putting that seed of the desire in our heart. We are sowing that seed of pap in our heart, right? And when we sow the seed of pap in our heart, a tree will come, and the tree is the tree of karma, the tree of sin, right? So when the tree comes, there are two things. One is called aprarabdha and prarabdha. Aprarabdha means, so when you sow a seed, very soon a fruit is going to come. So when you sow a seed of sin, very soon you are going to suffer the fruit of sin. But before you suffer, there is a stage where that sin, that fruit is getting formed. You're still not suffering. Like many people who have committed wrong, they are having a great life. It doesn't mean that they are not suffering. It just means that their suffering is getting built up for them. The fruit is getting ready for them. Okay? So you have aprarabdha, prarabdha. Aprarabdha means suffering that is still in process. It's getting ready for you. And prarabdha means the suffering that you are experiencing at the present. The fruit of karma that is mature and expressing at the present is called prarabdha. But this shloka in one of the scriptures says the process of bhakti is so powerful, it can not only destroy your prarabdha, prarabdha, it can even destroy those sinful inclinations in our heart. In other processes of paschatap, repentance, you may commit a sin and you may repent. You may do some yajna, you may do some homa, something like that, and you may repent. The problem with that is, even if your prarabdha or prarabdha, the reaction of that sin, if it is eliminated, but in your heart there are so many sinful inclinations, how will that get destroyed? That will get destroyed by the process of bhakti. It destroys sin from the root. That's the beauty of the process of bhakti, basically. Thank you all for all your intelligent questions. I thought it would be a short session, but it became quite long. Thank you all very much. Probably the next time when we meet, when more attendance is there, we can actually get into the chapters of the Gita.
Actually, with the small attendance, there are more questions and more clarity. The bigger the attendance, there will be less clarity.
Yeah.
I work on the basis the absorption of people who are interested
Yeah.
in the smaller lot will give better understanding than 10 people extra who have no actual.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean,
numbers doesn't
yeah,
matter.
definitely. I mean, we are not looking at numbers for sure.
We're looking for
Prabhupada would always say, one moon better than millions of stars. So definitely we are looking for that moon. We are not looking for millions of stars. But yeah, the point that we are giving that message, if few other people come and take benefit, it's worth the endeavor. That's the whole idea. But small or big, everything has its own flavor. We are ready for it.
That's where association works. If a smaller lot gets imbibed into this,
Yeah.
then the people that he's associated will look up.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I feel if
Thank you.
people come regularly, then they are interested. But
No, it's
we
a
have
beautiful
to-
platform to understand the depth of life.
I wish more people would understand.